What is going on, YouTube? And welcome to another episode of my Mariners franchise series with creative players. That's right. You guys submit some creative players. I throw them into my franchise, and we kind of have a side story. Watching all your caps try and work their way up. We have 4 new caps to add to the league this season. We will do that at the very end once we get to spring training. But before we do that, it is off-season time. We regressed a little bit last year. We still got over 500, but it wasn't quite enough to make the playoffs. I don't think we have any really big decisions to make this year in regards to the budget. Garver, we're going to have to figure out. He did well again, but he's starting to regress. He's 34. He's probably going to be on the chopping block come the trade deadline. Polanco probably will go with him. He's still improving, but I don't really think I want to extend him another contract. He's in the final year of his deal. And we have a plethora of young talent coming up through the minor leagues, especially in the infield. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. We do have pitchers that we're going to have to pay here pretty soon, so I have to be a little bit smart regarding salary. Because remember, we do have rules. We have a maximum player budget that we can do every year. So we've got to be a little bit careful. We're already at 117 mil before we do anything in the offseason, too. Or rather, that's not true. Hold on. Let's actually start the offseason, and then we'll get a better idea here. I think I was a little bit ahead of myself. We did lose 3 pitchers. Hall of Fame, Max Scherzer. That's normal. So we go look at the budget now. Okay, we're at 79. That's better. So Polanco and Garver are both done. They're both done. I can only do 1 trade a year, and I already did a trade later, or earlier rather. So I'm not going to be able to get them. We'll do the review staff real quick. Clearly, I can't wait till the service is gone because we need people with actually plus. That would be great. I don't know why I do this. Third base coach and farm director. Let's try to do this. Farm director. Just looking for nothing negative. I'm not too worried about stuff like this. Exclusive free agent negotiations. We only have 4. 2 of them are the aforementioned players that we were talking about. I just don't know if I feel comfortable signing Garver to another contract. He's 35. We have, let's see, we're about 80 million. So, I mean, we have about 70 million to mess with, but that doesn't mean I have to use it. No free agents, so I have to kind of keep my own players. But Garver, I just don't see me needing him. We look at our catchers. We still have Raleigh. Granted, he's not as productive. But we have Harry Ford, who needs to continue to get better and continue to play. So it will be a downgrade getting rid of Garver. But I just don't think we need him. Especially, he wants 9 to 10 mil. Now, could I do that? Yes. But what I'm doing is I'm actually hindering Harry Ford's progress in the meantime. So I don't think we're going to sign Garver. Polanco, I think we already know. He doesn't want a ton. However, again, we have so much youth in our system here. Nobody at first base, though. We're still struggling with first base. Colt Emerson's on his way up. Furbush, the reigning rookie of the year. JP Crawford, we still have. Cumbest, we still have. Cole Young's probably ready. Not really offensively, but I still think he's ready enough to come up. So we have 3 people right there. The problem is none of them can play first. So that's where Dylan Moore comes in. That's why he played 99 games last year. But Locklear's almost there as well. So Locklear can play first. Furbush cannot. So we are struggling at first base. We've tried to address it. We have Clemente, we have Hubert Webb. They're just not quite ready yet. We're trying to address the first base issue. Maybe if we make a trade, which we probably will at the trade deadline this year, maybe we go after a MLB caliber first baseman just to fill a gap. But we will see. So Polanco, we're not going to sign either. We just don't need him because of the rules of this franchise. It is what it is. We do want to sign Demo though. He's straight free agent. I'm just gonna keep him on a 1-year deal, so I can kind of bounce him whenever I need to. Ryan Stanek pitched really well last year, 34. And he's kind of still improving. The -2, I'm not too worried about. He walks a ton of people, which is unfortunate, but our bullpen is a problem right now. So we will continue to have him on a 1-year deal as well. And just get rid of him whenever we'd like. But Garver and Polanco, we're going to say goodbye to. We can't tag them because, or QO them because they're just going to take it, and that's not what we want. So that's what we're doing right now. We'll skip ahead quickly. We did already lose one guy. Is it our hitting coach? Nope, we still have him. Third base coach, him. Farm director, we lost. All right, let's try that. Go. All right, Carlos is our new third base coach. Are both of these still? We're the only one. And we're the 9.5 for $2 million for 2 years. That's probably for a managerial position. That's my guess. They're not going to pay a farm director $4.75 million. So we'll probably lose him. We did get Stanek and Demo to sign. We do have our hitting coach. We don't want to stop. Farm director has not signed yet, but we're still the best offer, I guess. I suppose. But now it is fun time here. This is where the fun begins. Only 4 arbitration eligible players, so we will just go through this real quick. Chavez did not play, but what does he want for 1 year? Kind of the minimum. I'll probably just do this because he's technically decent depth in AAA. I wish we could see AAA stats. Hello? Anybody watching? I would love to see my minor league stats. That'd be great. We will just offer him arbitration. I mean, we could just sign him too, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to get him none the same. Saucedo had a terrible year last year. Actually, all 3 of these are relievers. Voth didn't pitch for us. Thornton didn't pitch for us. Saucedo did. Let's go look at our bullpen. Santos, Brash, Spire, 4. Ben Joyce, probably 5. Adcock, 6. Okay. So these guys would just be AAA depth. So if we don't need them or they want too much, then we're going to tell them to get lost. He wants bare minimum. Whatever. We'll just match you. Voth. Again, all these guys just want bare minimum, practically. So AAA depth, made $1 million last year. That's fine. We're gonna have the money. Contract time. Here we go for contracts time. We're not gonna sit through this entire process, but give me a second here. Let me go through all of these contracts, and then I will walk you through them real quick. Don't expect there to be many surprises, but give me a quick second, and I will be right back with you. All right, we are back. Nothing of surprise. We renewed all the contracts that were renewable, and everyone else is pretty much the bare minimum. There's only 2 people that we are not bringing back. That's Nick Solak. He's sitting in AAA, wants $1 million, and he's 61. I will never play him. And Michael Marriott's same situation. He wants over $1 million, 54 overall. Never going to play him. But everyone else, super simple. Really no surprises. And that's what we're going to do here. Even though we can't do free agents, we'll take a peek on who is eligible. Vlad, Bo, Tucker, Zach Gallen, Dylan Cease, Blake Snell, Naylor, Paddock, Thomas, Edmund, Real Muto. Pretty solid list here. Luis Arias, the new San Diego Padre as of yesterday of this recording. So yeah, guys that we can't get. If we could do free agency, I think this would be I think it would be too simple. So we're not going to do that. We are going to skip ahead a few. Dylan Cease instantly goes to the Blue Jays for $34.6 million a year. Wow. Okay. Someone else takes a farm director spot instead of ours. That's unfortunate. I'll take the stealing. It's fine. That's fine. We will do our 40-man roster here in a second. Tommy Edman goes to Anaheim. Okay, we have our farm director. Zach Gallen goes to the Phillies. Age 30, 17.5 mil. Would you like to stop? Yes. So let's go do our 40-man real quick. Salary arb, all 4 of those. Contracts, everyone is already signed. So we're good. Let's go look at our 40-man. We currently have 35 there. Is there... the first thing I like to do is make sure there's nobody on the 40-man that I don't want to be there. Saucedo I'll keep just because, I suppose. The rest of these, I suppose we're fine. People that might get taken, Locklear. We'll probably, even though I don't think these guys will be taken. Corson, he's not eligible, thank God. I might add him anyways, though. Rodriguez, is he eligible? He is. I just don't want him to be taken yet. Dollard, don't really care about Taylor Dollard or Coar is not even on our team, or he won't be. Locklear, I'm gonna add. I prefer he does not get taken. Polkovich, same situation. I'm really thin in the outfield, so I just want to be sure. 64, 68. So Coar, who cares? So Dollard's the only guy that that's not on the list that I really don't care about. However, because I have some room, let's just do it. And then everybody else, don't think anybody of those guys are going to take it. If Michael Chavez gets taken, fucking good on you. That's great. But I think everyone else will be fine. Okay, if that's done, we'll keep going here. Nope, we will not. Josh Naylor goes to the Nats for 13.5. And the rest, we're pretty much done here. Kind of a boring offseason. Paddock to the Dodgers. Pretty boring. Blake Snell goes to the Mets in his age 33 year, 4 years, under 12 million. Devin Williams to Kansas City. Bo Bichette is a Giant. Still only 28, 26.4 million for Mr. Bo. And now we go to after Real Muto goes to the Angels, so he comes to our division. We do have the draft lottery. We are 17th. I have seen plenty of times other teams get lucky and be able to move up. I'm not anticipating that being us, but it would be incredibly nice. 17th, and we will end up picking 17th. See, the Royals moved up 11 spots. Pirates move up 5 spots. A's go from 3 to 1. They have the same odds, though. The Nationals get screwed a little bit, drop from the potential number 1 to 6. And everyone else drops a couple spots because of the Pirates and Royals jumping 2 teams. So the Royals are the lucky team this year, going from 14th and 0.8% to get a top 3 pick with 78 wins. Good for the Royals. Good for the Royals. Go to draft. We can't do Rule 5 either. So we will skip our pick when it comes up. Cooper Kinney, Chaparro, and the Nats are done. Okay, so now we pretty much just rolled ARB hearings. I could just sim ARB hearings, but I want to see any of the potential signings too. Michael King to the D-backs. Have I seen Vlad yet? Yeah. Who cares? All of our ARB is fine. Am I just... Where did Vlad go? Where did Vlad go? Why didn't I see Vlad? Free agency. Or, I mean, did I just miss it? Or... That's probably not the way to do this. Let's just do this then. Fine. Whatever. Where did Guerrero go? Oh, he went back to the Blue Jays, huh? 6-year deal. Back to Toronto. Escalating back-loaded deal. $12 million this year, 23.6 on the final year of his deal. And he will remain a Blue Jay. Okay. All right, we'll keep going here. Spring training. No. All right. We are in spring training. Now, before I do the rest of my stuff, it is time to add our new creative players. So let me get it set up. We have 4 to add. Let me get everything necessary, and we will start adding these 4 new creative players to our franchise series. All right, so let's go here. Neil Major. Where will Neil Major end up to start? He will go to Cleveland. That is Cleveland's very first creative player. So the Guardians get their first one. Next up, Timothy Ito Jr. A switch hitting catcher will go to Pittsburgh, and that is also their first cap. So some of these teams that do not have any creative players, we are starting to fill the ranks. Kyle Vigneault is next up. Houston is where Kyle will go. That is the third creative player for Houston. So they are now ineligible. Landon Howard will be our final one. And he will end up in Minnesota. And that is their second. So Minnesota is where they will go. We have the homes. Now let's figure out the potentials for these brand new creative players. All right. So we'll start from the top again. It is going to be Neil Major. What will Neil's potential be? 93. Not bad, I must say. Not bad. Timothy Ito Jr., how about you? Can we get another 99? We don't. But 90 is not bad. A potential. You cannot be upset about that. Mr. Kyle and the Houston Astros will get a 93 potential as well. So all A potentials so far. No Bs, but nothing high A. And the Minnesota Twins new player, Landon Howard, will land another 90. So 2 93s, 2 90s. And we have our homes for our brand new creative players. Now let's go back. Let's create these players and get them into our franchise. Remember that all creative players start out the exact same way with the exact same attributes. So we'll start out with Neil Major here. And we will go to the Guardians. He wants to be a starting pitcher. So let's make him a starting pitcher. Give me 1 sec, and Neil Major will be a new member of the Cleveland Guardians. All right, there is Neil Major. Sometimes they are a 69, but I get it as close as I can. Attributes all the same as the rest of the starting pitchers. Neil Major, 18 years old, now a part of the Cleveland Guardians. Now we go to the Pirates. And it's going to be a catcher. Blocked by Henry and Endy a little bit. But we do have a new catcher, and it is Timothy Ito. So let's create Timothy Ito and get him into the Pirates org. There is Timothy Ito. 70 overall, 18 years old. A potential. He's going to be pushing Henry Davis and Endy Rodriguez for innings behind the plate. Halfway through, now we go to the American League West, where sadly we do have to add someone new to the American League West, and is going to be Kyle Vigneault. And he wants to play third base, which is, holy Lord, he could play instantly. You have Hack Attack that can play second already there, which is another cap at third base. Is a perfect landing spot for Kyle. So let's get him added to the Astros. Mr. Kyle is now a third baseman for the Astros. You look at DeZenzo. He's a better fielder and he's quicker, but I don't think Kyle is going to be in the minor leagues for long. Let me tell you that. Perfect landing spot for Kyle. Now we go to our final player, and it is the Minnesota Twins, and it is Landon Howard, and he wants to be another pitcher. So we add another starting pitcher cap. Let's get Landon added and complete our new caps for season 3. And the Twins add a potential ace to their future. 90 potential 18-year-old Landon Howard. So our creative players are created. They are done and ready to go. And now we get to move on with the rest of our situation. So what I like to do is, if you've watched the first 2 seasons, you know what I do. But I go to the end of spring training. And then before we move on to the regular season, I do my rosters. I don't like them to decide for me who goes where, does what. I like to figure out who goes to the majors, AAA and AA. So that's what I like to do. So that's what we're going to do. Give me a quick second and we will go over who's going where for season 3, 2026. All right, we have set our roster. Nothing super crazy. We are going to keep a 6th starter in the major leagues this year in Hancock, and keep an extra bullpen as well. So we're going to have 14. The pitching staff, we'll see if injuries can hold that. Closers, Munoz, Reed, and AAA. Catchers, we keep Raleigh and Ford. First baseman, we are going to bump up Michael Chavez. We do need one more infielder, and he kind of makes the most sense. He's probably going to ride the bench, but maybe he can get something versus lefties sometimes, but he won't start. He's just a body. We're not bringing up anybody at the second base position. Colt's close, probably a year or 2, but he needs to work on his offense a little bit. Third base, Vossler's on waivers. He'll be in AAA. But Furbush, Demo will play first. Crawford up, Cumbest up. Cole Young is going to make his debut, his actual full season debut, just as somebody in the infield here because I think he's ready. And then the outfield, Rayleigh and Dom Dom. Julio, Clase, we are going to keep Corson down for 1 year or at least something to see. Don't want to jump him up too early and have him not do well and start to lose attributes. So we're going to give him a little bit as a rookie to kind of show us a little bit in AAA. Maybe he gets that contact up a little bit, but I can't put him in the outfield with that fielding. So hopefully it improves. Let's give him a little bit of time. We are going to bring up Jack Smith as well. We need an outfielder. I want to bring up the 21-year-old because he's a better fielder. So if I do need somebody in, I'd rather it be a better fielder. Montez was another option, but again, I want him to develop. He's kind of a long-term option. So I want him to develop a little bit more before I bring him up, and hopefully he doesn't fail. So that's our team. So that is our roster for this year. We will sim to the regular season at the beginning of next episode. But you see here, 21-10 in spring training doesn't mean jack shit, but it means our pitchers are still pitching well. You look at our speed, our power. We just need to keep improving our defense and keep getting our average up, and we should be fine. So the offseason is complete. We added 4 new players at the beginning of next episode. We will start the scouting process. We will start the year. We will look at the top prospects going into year 3. Guys, if you want to add your creative player to this series, there is a Google form in the description. All you got to do is fill out the form, and your player will be added to this franchise so we can see how well they do and watch them progress. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. We will catch you for the next one, the start of season 3 and the scouting process as we lead up to our 3rd draft.